Let's do this. Let's go ahead and jump to basic algebra before we get into that. So the first thing I want to talk about is expressions. So we're not going to do percents. Let's talk about expressions. All right. Expressions, and we're going to do expressions versus equations. Okay. Expressions versus equations. So the first thing I want to do is talk about what is an expression. An expression is exactly what it sounds. We're expressing an idea. So let's look at the idea of the number 10. Okay. There are an infinite number of ways that I can express the number 10. Let me show you a few. I can express 10 by 2 plus 8. 2 plus 8 and 10 are the same thing. I can express 10 by 10 times 1. I can express 10 by 20 divided by 2. All of those are the idea of 10. They're just expressed differently. That is what an expression is. Now, when I introduce a variable, like I said earlier, is denoted by an English letter. So anything between A to Z. And we typically use the letter X as one of our starting variables, okay? So here I'm going to say, well, let's not do an equation yet. We're going to use the letter X. So if I say X plus 2, okay, that is an expression, X plus 2. But X could be anything. If X was 7, then this expression would be 9. If X was 10, then this expression would be 12. If X was 0, then this expression would be 2. So your expressions can change depending on variables, because a variable can represent any number. It can represent a half. A half plus 2 would be 2.5, or 3 halves. So it literally can stand in for any number. Now, as soon as I take x plus 2 and I set it equal to a number, now x is an unknown variable, but it can only be one thing. Because now I just can't put anything I want in for x. I can't just say x is 7. Well, why not? Well, because 7 plus 2 is 9, and 9 is not 10. This has to be 10. So if it has to be 10, what number does x have to be? Anybody know? You can message it to me. Got one message. All right, what number? No one's gotten it yet. What number, if I does x have to be in order for x plus 2 to equal 10?
Five.
Oh, someone's just going to say it out loud. It's not 5 because 5 plus 2 is 7, and
Is it
7
eight?
does not equal 10. It is 8. If I plug in 8 for x, 8 plus 2 is 10. Very good. Oh, I had a couple people, I had two people message me also with 8. Very good. All right. So we see that x has to be one number if it goes into an equation. However, if it goes into an expression and it's not equal to anything, x can be whatever I want it to be. And so that's the main difference between expressions and equations. And in fact, all an expression is are two, I'm sorry, all an equation is are two expressions that are held equal to each other. So 8 plus 2 is the same thing as 7 plus 3 because they're both 10. right? 5 minus 2 is the same thing as 0 plus 3. They're just different ways of expressing the same number. All right. Now what I'd like to do is I'm going to give you guys some questions to look at here. So why don't you do this? I'm going to write an equation. And when you think you know what x is, message me. I got one person. Correct. Got another person. Correct. All right, that's two of you. Anybody else? All right, got a third person. Good job. Good job. Okay, we're getting a lot more now. Awesome. Good deal. All right, let's do another one. If I said that x times 3 is equal to 21, what does x have to be? X times 3 is equal to 21. Okay, got a couple of answers there. Got one right, got one wrong. Okay, we'll go over this one. Got another one right. Got another one right, got one wrong. All right, so let's look at this one. What times 3 is equal to 21? So someone said 3. If we did 3 times 3, does that equal 21? 3 times 3 is 9. 9 does not equal 21. Someone else said 6. 6 times 3, does that equal 21? 6 times 3 is 18. 18 does not equal 21. Now, someone else said 7. 7 times 3, does that equal 21? 7 times 3 is, in fact, 21, and 21 is equal to 21, so we're good. Very good. All right, let's do another one. Let's do 18 minus x is equal to 7. What does x have to be? 18 minus x is equal to 7. Very good. Have two of you that already messaged me. 18 minus x is equal to 7. What does it have to be? Good. Got another one. Got a fourth one. Got a fifth one. Everybody's getting the right answer so far. Good job. Need a couple more of you to go ahead and submit your answers so I can see that you're picking up on it. Good. Good. All right. That's most of you. Good. All right. So what number do I have to subtract? Well, I know that if I do 18 minus 10, something really simple, that's going to give me 8. 8 is not equal to 7. However, if I subtract one more, it will give me 7. So a lot of you correctly identified that if I subtract 11, that's going to give me 7. So x has to be 7. All right. So I'm going to change things a little bit on you, and we'll see if you can get this. All right. What is x times 3 if x is equal to 4? What is x times 3 if x is equal to 4? All right, I've got 3 people got it correct. 4 people got it correct. Good job. Everybody's correct so far. Good job. Got another one correct. Another one correct. Good. What is x times 3 if x is equal to 4? Well, this would be 4 times 3. And obviously, 4 times 3 is 12. Very good job. Very good job. All right. Let's do another one. Let's do x divided by 4 is equal to 4. X divided by 4 is equal to 4. What does X have to be? Okay, got one right answer, one wrong answer. So if you submitted an answer, try to take a look at it again. Okay, a couple of more. Okay, good. This one's a little bit more difficult. I have a number and I divide it by 4, it has to equal 4. Okay, good. All right, let's go through some of your answers. So one of you said 1. So if I do 1 divided by 4, does that equal 4? It doesn't. 1 divided by 4 is 0.25, and that is definitely not the same thing as 4. Someone said 16. If I do 16 divided by 4, 16 divided by 4 is 4. So that is the correct answer. Very good. All right. I'm going to do one slightly harder, okay? Let's see if you can do it. Go with, all right, this is a little bit harder. X minus 3, the quantity x minus 3 divided by 2 is 1. What does x have to be? Okay, got one right answer and one wrong answer. So if you've submitted, go ahead and take another look at that. Got another right answer, another wrong answer. So that's okay. Got another right answer and another wrong answer. Okay, got a right answer. So think about it. Remember that this vinculum right here, it means that I have parentheses on top and bottom. The parentheses on bottom really don't matter because I have a single number. But I have to do what's inside the parentheses first before I divide by 2. So just keep that in mind. All right, so I'm going to show you kind of how I approach these because I've got several of you that got it right, several of you that got it wrong. So what I like to do is I've got several different things going on. So I'm going to put a little box around this. All right, and I'm going to draw that here, and I'm not going to put anything in it. All right. So something divided by 2 is equal to 1. So the first question I want to ask you guys, what number has to go in here in order for this to equal 1? What number has to go inside this box for this to equal 1? Good. Go ahead and message me. What do you guys think? What number has to go in here for this to equal 1? So far, I've only got one of you to respond. Let's see if I can get a few more. Good. All right, so somebody said 3. If I take 3 and I divide that by 2, that is not going to equal 1. Someone said 0. If I take 0 and divide by 2, that's going to equal 0. So it's not going to be 2. I'm sorry, that's not going to be 1. Okay. Right, if I put 2 here, and you guys, for class, you can use a calculator, so you just can't on your quizzes. So 2, if I did 2 divided by 2 into my calculator, I would get the number 1. 2 divided by 2 gives me the number 1. So if that's the case, that means that this box up here, this x minus 3, whatever I put in for x, that x minus 3 has to be 2. So if x minus 3 has to be 2, what then does my x have to be? X minus 3, it has to be 2. So now that I know that, answer. What does X have to be? What do you guys think? Okay, I've already got several of you. Good, good, good. Got three, four. There we go. Five. Very good. Six, seven. Very good. Good. Eight. There we go. Nine. That's about everybody. Great. Okay. I would have to put in the number five because five minus three is two. So here I would have five in for X. And here we see that 5 minus 3 is 2, and 2 divided by 2 is 1. Very good. That was a tough one. You guys are doing awesome. You guys are doing awesome. So let's do another one. Okay. X divided by 5 is 0. What does X have to be? X divided by 5 is 0. What does X have to be? All right, got an answer. Correct. Got another one. Correct. Got another one. Correct. Another one correct. Oh, you guys are killing this one. Everybody's getting this correct. Good job. Good job. All right. There's a couple of you that have not responded. Feel free to respond. No one knows. Good job. No one knows but me what your guys' answers are. Um, just make sure. So on the, I see some of you are actually sending it to everyone. In your meeting chat, you can actually select who sees it. So right now, if I message you guys, okay, that hello just went to everyone. But then I can just choose one of you, and that just went to one person. So everybody set your direct message to me. Okay. Set your direct message to me, Andy Castro. And then that way when you submit your answer, it doesn't go to everyone. Okay. That way no one knows if you're getting it right or wrong. I'm the only one that knows, and I'm not going to say your name. All right. So very good. X here has to be 0. It has to be 0 because if I have the number 0 and I divide by a non-zero number, that will always be 0. If I have 0 pieces of candy and I divide those 0 among 5 people, everybody gets 0. All right. Okay. All right. We're going to do another one. Let's do. Okay, this one's a little bit harder. 2 times the quantity, x plus 3, is 14. So what does x have to be in order for this to equal 14? All right, I had somebody submit an answer. Very good. Another one incorrect. Another one correct. Another one incorrect. Another one correct. Go ahead and keep messaging. Make sure you're messaging me directly on the meeting chat. All right, so let's walk through this one. Several of you got it right. Several of you got it incorrect. So I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to draw a box around this because I know that whatever's in the parentheses is going to end up being one number. Then that times 2 has to equal 14. All right, so I'm just going to write 2 times the box equals 14. 2 times the box equals 14. Please message me what number has to be inside the box. Good. I'd like everybody to respond. Even if you don't know what the answer is, I would like you to take a guess. It just lets me know um, where everybody's at. All right. What number times 2 is equal to 14? Okay. All right. That is correct. Most of you got it. That's the number 7. Okay. I had somebody put 3 and somebody put 9. So let's look at this. If I put 3 in here, 2 times 3 is 6, not 14. If I do 9, 2 times 9 is 18, not 14. Okay. Now, if you're struggling with this, that's okay. We normally, as soon as we start doing algebra, a lot of the basic math stuff will kind of escape our brain because we're so kind of concerned, worried, or stressed about the new stuff. So this is totally normal. Don't feel bad if you're not getting your multiplication down. So one thing that will really help is do your multiplication tables every night, 1 through 12. Okay. Um, if and you don't have to spend more than 2 minutes, just kind of review them. 2 plus 2 is 4. I'm sorry, 2 times 2 is 4, 2 times 3 is 6, 2 times 4 is 8. Go all the way up to 12. 12 times 12 is 144. Right, start at 1, go to 12, and just kind of review them. If you have flashcards, you can do that with somebody. It just kind of helps embed some of these easier concepts in your mind so you don't have to rethink about it every time. Okay, so if we know that what has to go in the box is 7, right? That means that x plus 3 has to be 7. So if x plus 3 is 7, 7 times 2 is 14. What do you think x has to be if x plus 3 is 7? Go ahead and write that in your answer. In the message. Go ahead and message me. X plus 3 has to be 7. So what is x? Okay, good. Good. X plus 3 has to be 7. What does x have to be? Good. Good. Okay. All right. Got a couple of you still struggling with it a little bit, and that's okay. X plus 3 has to equal 7. So that means my x has to be 4. Okay. 4 plus 3 is going to give me that 7. Good. All right. Let's do another one. Here, let's do. Oops. No, let's not do that one. Hold on. Let's do. All right. 7 times the quantity, x plus 3 divided by 5 is equal to 7. What does x have to be? I got 2 of you with the correct answer. Got 1 incorrect answer. If you just message me, go ahead and take another look at that. Good. Give everyone else a few more minutes. That is correct. Somebody wrote the answer with a question mark. You don't need the question mark. You got the right answer. All right. So let's look at this one. Let's break this one down a little bit. Okay. I'm going to put a little box around here. Okay. 7 times the box divided by 5 is equal to 7. Okay. All right. Well, I still have more going on. I have 7 times a number divided by another number is equal to 7. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to draw then a circle around the 7 in the box. Okay. So the circle divided by 5 is equal to 7. The circle divided by 5 is equal to 7. Good job. Someone just submitted an answer, and that is correct. All right, so everybody stop what you're doing. Look at this. This is the circle divided by 5 is equal to 7. What number has to go inside the circle? Good. All right, I've only got one answer. Now I've got two. Good. Even if you don't think you know it, go ahead and tell me what you think. And that's okay. I'm going to take a number, I'm going to divide it by 5, and it's going to equal 7. So far, I only have two answers. Okay, that's 3, 4, good. 5 answers, good. 6 answers. 7 answers. Let's get one more. All right. So what number has to go in here? Well, what number divided by 5 is equal to 7? As many of you identified, that is the number 35. 35 divided by 5 is equal to 7. Okay, so if that's the case, 7 times this number has to equal 35. Well, what number has to be in here? 7 times what gives me the 35? Go ahead and put your answers in there. 7 times what gives me the 35? Go ahead and submit your answers. Direct message me. 7 times what? Good job. Good job. Good job. Okay. Still need a few more answers. That's about 6 of you. Give me a couple more. What number goes in here? Go ahead and direct message me the number. Good. All right. As you guys identified, that is the number 5. 7 times 5 is 35, and 35 divided by 5 is 7. Good. So if this number has to be 5, this rectangle, that's what number has to be here. So x plus 3 has to be 5. That's how we know that x is equal to 2. All right, good job.